Good morning, it's the 17th of January. Welcome to the brand new My Daily Stoic. Reboot the real work. I am the teacher and you are learning. In my school, my aim is to bring you to completion. Unhindered, free, flourishing and happy, looking to God in things great and small. Your aim is to learn and diligently practice all these things. Why then don't you complete the work? If you have the right aim, and I have the right aim and preparation, what is missing? The work is quite feasible and the only thing in our power. Let go of the past. We must begin the work. We must only begin. Believe me, and you will see. EPICTETUS from the My Daily Stoic book, taken from My Daily Stoic book by Ryan Holiday. And I want to talk to you today, as is discussed in the book, about how we fail as a child and how we bring that forward into the real world when we might leave our home. So I don't know if you've had the same experience as me, when it's a football match in school and everyone's lined up and there's two captains and they're picking their team one by one out of a line, and they pick everyone else. They seem to pick everyone else but you. You're always the last one that's picked. There might be 12 people in the line and there's two left, and then usually the teacher goes up to the two people and splits them up. And I don't believe that sort of happens anymore. I don't believe that they let two people pick people, and because it can be quite soul destroying for a child, because they haven't got the filter to understand. And you can take these on. You can take these failures of being picked last into the real world, and there's more at stake. It's not just a case of being picked last for a football team, because the being picked last thing is not it's what we make of it. The failure is what we make of it. There's no actual failure there. It's just in our perceptions that we tell ourselves that being picked last is bad. We put a meaning behind it, and we put a meaning that nobody likes me. I'm the least popular because I've been picked last. And we judge, as I spoke yesterday, we judge our opinion on other people's opinions when we don't really know what they're thinking, and they're probably judging their opinion on someone else's opinion. But we haven't got this awareness as a child when getting picked. And when I was in a German class, I always seemed to get like 3 or 4 out of 20 when we did a vocabulary test. And the teacher would go around the classroom and he would ask them to say all the marks they got in German, and we would shout out Zwanzig, Wirzen, and mine was 4 from 4 or 5. And when you're hearing what other scores are, and you know your paper says 4, 3 or 4 or sometimes 2, that made me feel like I'm not good enough. Other people are better than me. I had that perception. And now when we go into the real world, we take these beliefs on that we're not enough, that other people are better than us. And it makes us scared. It brings that fear in of not trying. It brings that fear of failing, the fear of failing. And it sort of holds us back. We're sort of resistant against trying anything new, beginning something. Because our ego is saying, oh, Ashley, do you know when you failed all those German tests, and when you failed all the exams, and when you get picked last for school, and when everyone else did everything for you, are you sure you want to do that? And it's sort of these sort of voices hold you back, and you listen to these rather than being objective about the past, and listening to it and loving the story and holding its hand, say, Mr. Ego, Mr. Whoever you are, whatever's inside, you served me well, but I am good enough. I am enough. I will begin. I am enough. And yes, it's retraining yourself. It's building new connections. And yeah, the fear of failure can hold us back, because when we're at school, we're surrounded by our parents. We're getting fed all the time, and we've got a bed. We're not concerned about money or fame or fortune, or we're just loving life, and whether loving life or not, it's just a perception. But what I'm trying to say is that it's not all or nothing. When we're a child, when we're with our parents, it's not all or nothing, because we're being looked after. But when we go into the real world, we sort of, many of us tend to take that same philosophy of being protected by external things, rather than finding your own security in yourself, and being aware of it. And yeah, it's just, as the book says, it's like capability. It's like, as Ryan says, we are capable, but we have to know we are capable. Because if you don't know you are capable, then if you don't know your own capabilities, then things will be hard, and you're probably going to sort of stay away from risk. You're going to be staying away from risks of fear of failing. So it's sitting in that, I am capable. It's really rewiring your brain to say, I am capable, I am enough, and be in the space of that, and trusting the rest will follow. And it's just knowing your own capabilities and falling in love with the process, and just knowing just being aware where these stories are coming from of not being enough. I don't know what it was for you, but just being aware of these emotions of, as we're a child and we're growing up, the emotions of unworthiness, unfulfillment, shame, greed, guilt, lack, and yeah, as EPICTETUS says, let go of the past. And we literally have, knowing that we have all the teachers that we need, we have all the resources we need to do anything in this modern world. Thousands of books, thousands of philosophers. You will have people around you to help you. You're not alone. You can do this. You can do this. You can, whatever challenges you're coming up against, you can do it. You are a space for it. And I know the tough part is the beginning. But once you begin, you will understand that it is quite feasible. It's like when you're learning to walk. I've used this analogy before is when you're a baby and you saw everyone walking around you, and you wanted to do what they wanted to do, and you sort of took that first step. You weren't scared of falling over as a baby. You probably fell over a few times, but you got back up. You've got no filter when you're babies. The difference is you've got no filter as a baby that, failing is bad. That when you fall over, it's bad. And you just do it as a baby. You just put one foot in front of the other. And that what happens as we grow older. We start to listen to people, things, places, and our ego builds up through our past. And the action is the only thing in your power. And it's, again, understanding like you are power. Power isn't outside of you, and it's letting go of fame, fortune, because you might begin and you do the process, you do whatever you want to do. For example, you might start a business, and something that you're passionate about, something that you want to share to the world. You begin. It's tough at first, but you begin, and then you, after a few weeks, a few months, you realise, what was I concerned about? But that's the toughest part. So that's what I want to talk about today, about rebooting the real work and understanding that work is the only thing that we control, only thing in our power. How much money we get, how much followers we get, what status or achievements or accomplishments we get is not up to us. And yes, the more we stay closer to our own beliefs that we are enough, then who knows? The universe might reward us, but thanks for listening today. Thanks to listen to the first episode on My Daily Stoic. I'm going to load this on Spotify, Apple Music, all the podcast platforms out there. I'm also going to be continuing to upload onto YouTube, so you can see me at the same time as listening. Feel free to subscribe, share it. Feel free to share it with whoever might be interested in this. Drop me a comment, drop me any feedback about any questions, and continue the work. Let's begin the work today. Uploading now.